you have to study just 20% from the chapter manufacturing industry. Why I am saying so? Because you have already done the two previous chapters, that is the agriculture as well as mineral and energy resource. You have done these two chapters, so this chapter you have to just study 20% because 80% already covered. So how you have to study this chapter? So for that you need to go through the complete video for the manufacturing industry within 20 minutes. Thank you very much. Hello everyone, let's start the chapter manufacturing industry, and these are the things is already mentioned in your textbook. It means what are the things you need to study from the chapters, but I'll go much more in details where you need to focus much more so you can get those question answer very easily, that it will be asked in your board exam, right? So here you can see manufacturing industry. You need to study first the meaning of industries, then how are the industries are important for our country like India, then the classification of industry. There are various types of classifications are there. Here you need to focus on the types of industries as well as its example. Next you need to focus on agro-based industries and mineral-based industry. As per your syllabus, what are the things is mentioned, what are the things you need to study from there. You need to study for each industry the factors for location, importance areas, its significance, importance, terms associated with those industries like the handlooms, powerloom and sericulture. So here first things you need to know what is manufacturing industry. Before I start the manufacturing industry, you need to remember one thing, that all the economic activities has been classified in different categories. What are those? Primary activity, secondary activity and tertiary activity. Along with that, there is another type of activities are there, that is called quaternary activity. Remember, manufacturing industry belongs to the secondary activity. Why it is secondary activity? Because the manufacturing industry use the raw material that it will come from the primary economic activities, and in that industry they will process it and for further better benefit. So those sectors it will be called manufacturing industry. So basically industry a group of productive enterprise or organization that produce or supply goods, services or some source of income. Those are called manufacturing industry. Industries are further classified as a heavy industry or light industry, that we will discuss it later on. Before I'll start that classification, let's talk about the importance of industries. Industries is very, very important for any country. Remember, all the developed countries, they are good in the economic activities like the secondary activities or manufacturing industry. So it's contribute to the national income, it's create generate employment, job opportunities, export income. The after manufacturing industry, the product we are getting, that we are selling it to the other countries, and from there we are getting some source of income. Balanced economic development. Remember, agriculture it depends much more on the climatic condition or physiographic features of a particular region. But for industry, it is not so much dominated. Where those places which are less for agricultural productive, so this area we will plan those agricultural industry or any other industry, that it will help us to boost the economy of the particular place. Next, modernization of agriculture. From the industry we will get the machineries that it will be required for agricultural activities, as well as that chemical fertilizer, pesticides, insecticides, that also it will come from the industries, and that it will be useful for the agriculture sector. Strategies for economic structure, as I already mentioned, those area where other scope for economic developments it will be not there, so we can plan it to set up the industries in that area, and it's change the social structure. Those are the advantage of industries. Now why it is need for India? India is predominantly dependent on the agricultural activities. 70% of the populations are dependent on the agricultural activities. But there is a problem that we have discussed in the agriculture chapters before. Now for sort out those problems, for safe and secure source of income, what you can do, we can shift to the industrial activities, and industry also it will help or boost the agricultural economy. So those are the needs for industries, because we don't need to depend on so much on the monsoon. It means the climatic condition and as well as the physiographic condition. Next, here you can see what are the things required for set up those industry. We need to focus on few things. First, the raw materials. Next, the source of power. Next, the capital. Next, the human labors, and the source of water. Those are the important things, inputs required for setting up the industry. So here you can see it has been classified into those categories like the geographical factors or non-geographical factors. Geographical factors like the raw material, water supply, energy, transport, labor, market and climate. Non-geographical factors, that is the capital, management, banking and government. So here you can see the classification of industry. It has been classified into different categories like the agro-based industries, mineral-based industry, animal-based industry, forest-based industry. So agro-based industries like the cotton, jute, sugar and tea. The mineral-based industry, as per the sources of raw material, and the animal-based industry and the forest-based industry like the wood, rubber, honey, resins, and animal industry like the wool, silk, dairy products or leather or poultry. So those are the industries, the example classification as well as their example. Another types of industries that has been classified on the basis of sources of raw materials like agro-based industries, mineral-based industries, on the basis of capital investment, that is large scale industries, small scale industries, on the basis of ownership, that is public sector, private sector, joint sector and cooperative sector, on the basis of bulk of weight and raw material and the finished goods, that is a heavy industry and light industry. Here you need to focus on each type of industries as well as its example. So let's start with the agro-based industries part. The location of a sugar industry, that is you need to know. So what are the important raw materials for sugar industry? Is the sugar cane. So sugar cane field should be nearby, because it need to be crushed within 24 hours, otherwise you will not get good amount of sucrose. So the sugar industry always is preferred to develop near to the sugar field. Next, the sugar cane farms, it should be located near close to the sugar cane farms. Next, transport facilities should be good, so those things it can be carried to the industries very easily. Next, from sugar industry we are getting, those are the byproduct: molasses, bagasse and press mud. So molasses basically is used for fertilizer, for DDT, alcohol, synthetic rubber and cattle feed. The bagasse primarily used for paper industry, and press mud it used for wax, shoe polish and carbon paper. So those are the uses of this byproduct of sugar industry. And these things we have already discussed, why the sugar industry is shifting to the southern part much more, because southern part having the tropical climate, black soil, good irrigation facilities, phosphorus days, and the sucrose content is high because of good quality sugar cane we are getting. Crushing seasons are much more longer in North India, where it is just 4 months. In South India it will be 7 to 8 months. Cooperative sugar mills are there much more, and sugar mills are new and modern machineries they are using. So that's why it is preferred to shift in the southern part of India. Next, another agro-based industry, that is the cotton textile industry. Remember, for cotton textile industry, raw material it will be cotton, and the cotton is produced much more in the black soil area or Deccan Plateau area. So the cotton textile industry develop in the close to that area. It means the two states famous for cotton textile industry. One is Maharashtra, another one is Gujarat. So what are the things required? Land availability of cheap price, raw material, climate, availability of water and availability of energy resources. Next, socio-economic factors, that is capital, skilled labor, transport and communication facilities, market and demand, and the government good rules and regulations should be there, and management and other factors are also important for the cotton textile industry. Here you can see cotton textile industry close to the black soil area we are getting two famous states, that is one Maharashtra, another one Gujarat. So here you can see cotton textile industry is famous in Maharashtra. It's called the Cottonopolis of India. 40% cotton mills closed and 3 lakh workers are involved there. So what are the advantage of for the location in Maharashtra? there you can see the black soil, humid climate, cheap hydroelectric power, international ports, skilled and unskilled laborers, abundant soft water, banking facilities, and advantage of an early era start. So those are the advantage. Next, another important states, the cotton textile industry in Gujarat. Here 33% mills are there, and in Ahmedabad 73 out of 118 mills are there. And what are the locational advantage? Same like Maharashtra, raw cotton rapidly available, humid climate, advantage of 2 ports, and the cheap hydroelectric power. So those are the advantage. Here is another state in south, that is the Tamil Nadu, it's called the Manchester of South India, and mill clothes, that is 6%, and mills are small, so less production is there, but in South India it is famous. Next, cotton textile industry problem, that is the scarcity of good raw materials, obsolete machineries we are using, inadequate power supply, low labor productivity, and the competition from the alternative product, and sick mills. Those are the problem of cotton textile industry in India. Next, another important thing, that is the silk industry. This is the ancient industry, and varieties like the Melbury silk, Tushar, Eri, Moga. Those are the varieties of silk, and tough competition it is getting from Italy and Japan, and it's called the sericulture. The whole mechanism process of silk, that is called the sericulture. Next, it is Karnataka. It is famous, the leading producing states for silk industry. Why? Because the favorable climatic condition for the silkworms, availability of mulberry bushes, and soft water, and employment to the women. Those are the advantage in Karnataka is there. So that's why Karnataka is famous for silk industry. So next you need to focus on mineral based industry. So first things you need to know from the mineral based industry, that is iron and steel industry. In India there are so many iron and steel industries are there in different states, and so first among them this famous is the TISCO, Tata Iron and Steel Company. So here it established by J.N. Tata in 1907, and formerly it was known as Tata Iron and Steel Company Limited, and it is the world's 6th largest steel making company. So those are the it's located in the Jamshedpur, that is Jharkhand, and register office in Mumbai. So those are the things you need to know. Here you need to focus on, for each industries like iron and steel industry, what are the sources of raw materials for the particular industry location. So here you can see sources of iron for TISCO, iron and ore, that is Noamundi mines in Singhbhum, and Jharkhand, and Guru Mohishani mines of Mayurbhanj, Odisha. So those are the sources of iron ore. For coal, it is getting Jharia, Bokaro, and Raniganj coalfield. Manganese is get from the Jodha mines of Kendujhar and Odisha. Dolomite it is getting from Sundargarh in Odisha. Water, that is the nearby river, that is Subarnarekha and Karkai river, and it's getting the cheap source of electricity from the Damodar Valley Corporation, and it's having the nearby seaport, famous seaport, that is Kolkata. That's why iron and steel industry, that is here it is TISCO is located there. Remember, for other iron and steel industry, the sources it will be same like the iron ore, coal, manganese, dolomite, water, power, and seaport. Those are the requirement, and so those sources for those industry, these things it should be there nearby. Similar way you need to study, and here you can see that one map is given there in the slides. Remember, this map is better if you will remember, because in the board exam those type of question it can be asked to identify the industry and what is the source of the raw materials, different raw materials, and the power, coal, iron ore, manganese, dolomite, power, and all those things. So that's why it's better if you will focus on the map also. Next, here another iron and steel plants you need to know, that is the Bhilai steel plant. The same map, another type of map it is given there, so you need to know where it is located and what are the sources of raw material. So same like for Visakhapatnam also you need to know, and the last one, that is the Rourkela. The map is given for each slide. Here, what are the things you need to know? If you will make the tables like this, so the sources of iron ore, coal, manganese, dolomite, water, power, and seaport for TISCO, Bhilai, Rourkela, and Visakhapatnam iron and steel industry. These 4 iron and steel industries are there in your syllabus. You need to focus on those things, and in the sources, if you will make it in the table, in the tabular form like this, so you will be able to answer those questions very easily. So if you are facing any issue regarding finding the details in the slides, So you can mention in the comment box, so there I can attach this file separately. Next, here you can see the mini steel plants. Remember, mini steel plants is another type of iron and steel industry. So here what happened, the big furnace it will be not there, with small or less capital investment it can be done. So basically they are using scrap iron, and the electric furnace they can use for making this iron and steel plant. So here few iron and steel industries are there, like the Durgapur, Bokaro, Jamshedpur, Bhilai, Vijayawada and Salem. Those are the mini steel plant, example of mini steel plants. Next, here you can see iron and steel industries problem. First one, the capital investment is required, huge capital, foreign trade, low productivity and inefficient management. Those are the problem of iron and steel industry. Now next you need to focus on petrochemical industry. Petrochemical are the chemical product driven from the petrol, and some chemical compounds made from the petroleum are also obtained from the other fossil fuels such as coal and natural gas, or renewable sources such as coal and sugarcane. So those are called the petrochemical industry. Remember, these industries are growing very fast, rapidly, because there is a demand of petrochemical product everywhere, because the product along with the petrol, diesel, we are getting such byproduct which are durable, long lasting and cheap. So that's why these industries grow. Here you can see, though in India the oil refineries or petrochemical industries are located in the coastal areas. Why? Because maximum crude oil we are bringing it from the other country, we are importing from the other countries to the sea routes, and we are bringing the crude oil and then we are processing it in the oil refineries in the coastal areas only, and then as per our needs different product of petroleum we are sending in the different locations. So that's why you can see maximum the petrochemical industry is located in the coastal area. Next, here you can see what are the things we are getting from the crude oil. Next, you need to focus on electronic industry. The business of creating and design and producing and selling devices such as radio, television, stereo, computer and semiconductor transmitters. Those are coming under the electronic industry. Electronic industry in India took off in the year 1955, and it is growing very rapidly. There is a huge demand of electronic product all over the world. So that's why those industries are growing very rapidly. Here you need to know which are the places are famous for the electronic industry. Among them famous is the Karnataka and the two cities mainly is famous, that is Bangalore and Hyderabad. Remember, Bangalore is called the Silicon Valley of India, and also it's called the electronic city. Next one, Hyderabad is called the high-tech city of India. So here few important terms, as I mentioned before, you need to focus handlooms. Handlooms are the traditional weaving tools used to craft fabric without electricity and fostering artistic skill and heritage. So those are called the handlooms. Power looms, just in place of human labor. Here the electricity it will be used much more to run the machinery. Next one, it will be sericulture. You need to focus on sericulture. Is a way of the rearing silk. So silk farming is a cultivation of silkworm or to produce silk. Along with there are several commercial species of silkworms, right? So those are called the sericulture. That's it from the chapters. And if you want to know much more details about those chapters, what you can do, you can go through my previous videos that I have uploaded long back. You can go through it. That there we have discussed in details, and still if you have any doubt, any query or any requirement, what you can do, you can type in the comment section, and before your board exam I'll come with those queries and I'll sort it out, so you will not face any problem in your board exam. Thank you very much for watching KSK Geography.